Yo, what is going on? Good morning. This is Andrew, known as Zero Draw Drew, Pip Catchers Administration. Welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like this, subscribe to the channel, keep us motivated to put this shit out every day. So let's get into it. It's another weekly analysis. It is Sunday, January 16th, 2022, new year, third week. Let's fucking get it. All right, so let's get into it. So GBP USD, if we look at what's been happening this past couple weeks, right, we've been pretty bullish. On the week, we got accepted back into that 1.36720 key support level in that, weekly crown pattern, right? So bulls are in control right now on GBP USD on the weekly chart, right? On the daily chart, one thing that I do notice is we came back into this value, yes, but we are rejecting that trend line right here. So we do want to keep in mind that we are rejecting that trend line, and there's a possibility that we do continue to see a little bit more downside until we find support on one of the levels listed. Like I said, we are watching that key support level at 1.36670 key support level. That's where we're at right now. So price does sort of need to slow down a bit before we could get that possible U-turn. Like I said, we are bullish on the weekly chart, right? We came up to that daily chart. We're rejecting that key level. So right now we are reading downside until we have a reason to buy, right? So on the hourly chart, as you could see, we've been dropping on Friday. We dropped on Friday. This looks more like a correction than an actual move. But you do want to keep in mind that we are dropping. We came back into that trend line value, and we are reading downward momentum. One thing that I do notice is we came down and we slowed down at this 1.36670 support level, the same level that is that key daily support on the on that daily, crown-like pattern, right? So we are approaching that level, but right now it does look like bears are still in control, and that bears do want to continue moving lower, right? Because we do have this U-like resistance, and it does look like it wants to push a little bit further down. That doesn't mean short it right away. It means just wait, right? So on the daily chart, right now it's not reading any opportunities right now. On the 15-minute chart, one thing that I do notice is, we're approaching that key level at that support level, but right now it is dropping. So maybe you want to look for a reaction to that level right there. But all sellers' liquidity is down below this trend line and this key level right here at this 1.36450 support. So there's a possibility that we do see like bear traps over here for that buy opportunity back up to that trend line on the hourly chart. Now, if price moves up towards this trend line right here first, look for buyers' liquidity right there. So there is a potential that we do see bull traps above there for the sell opportunity back down. Because over here, that's a key level of resistance. It's not reading any reasons to short it right now. But if price action sets up over there, and gives us a reason to sell, then that's where you would want to look for the sell opportunity. You'd want to look for the buy opportunity, maybe into this value, maybe at the support level in this trend line, or you would want to look for the buy opportunity there, or you would want to look for the sell opportunity there, all right? So if you guys are a little confused, just stick around till the end. I'm going to go over everything one more time a little bit more clearly. This it could sound a little confusing, but if you, go back in the weekly analysis, you stay consistent watching these weekly analysis every single week, you'll be able to capitalize on these moves because there is a lot of value in these videos, okay? So that is GBP USD. If you're confused, stick around. Like I said, we're going to go over everything one more time. And let's get it. So now we're at GBP JPY. So GBP JPY right now, it's nothing that I really want to do with GBP JPY, right? Because one thing that I do notice on the weekly chart is we have this crown-like pattern, right? So we took buyers liquidity above this 156.020 support level. I'm sorry if this is cut off. I didn't really stretch the screen recorder thing, but we did approach that key resistance level at 156.020. It's better for you guys to keep going back in the charts anyways. That way you could back test and learn how to do this on your own. So but clearly, as you can see, that's that right shoulder right there. We did take buyers liquidity above that level on the weekly chart, so there is a possibility that we do start to see downside but it's not really confirmed yet, right? So like I said, we found support at that 156.020 key support on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, same shit, right? We held that key level, right? So it looks like we're dropping back into that value, but we do have this sort of wick. So, retail buyers might look at that as a reason to start buying it back up. You do got to keep in mind that all of the overall liquidity is above the overall highs, which is at this 150. I think it's 158.300. You guys have to go check that out on your own, but it's about, on the daily chart, on the hourly chart, 158.300. So all buyer liquidity pretty much is about at that level right there. So this wick may be an indication that we might find support and move up, right? But you do want to dive a little bit deeper, right? So on the weekly chart, like I said, we're holding that level. On the daily chart, we're holding that level, right? But then if you go onto the hourly chart, what do I see? I see this crown-like pattern forming, right? So all buyer liquidity is above these trend lines right here. All seller liquidity is below this level and this trend line right here. So I think we do want to drop down to this 154.900 support, maybe trap bears there before we can start to move higher. But you do want to look for a reaction to the levels listed. Also, you might be able to find, a bear trap to this 155.990 support level. Maybe if we come back in, come back out, and then look for the buy opportunity, that might be valid. But overall, all seller liquidity is below this 154.900 support, right? We're going to go over this one more time because I'm, getting my ideas as I'm kind of talking to you guys, so, just stick around, pay attention to the notes, react to the levels that you see, measure your trades, and move on to the next one. So on the weekly chart, like I said, we're holding that level, 156.020. On the daily chart, we took buyer liquidity above that level. It does look like we're dropping back into the value, but we have this sort of wick, so there is a possibility that we do turn around. I know that sounds confusing, but overall, all seller liquidity is below this support level at 154.700, which is this level right here. So I would look for bear traps to this level right here for the buy opportunity back up, to the overall liquidity at 158.300, or you guys could just stay away from Gbp Jpy as it is, because it is in that range, so these trades are much harder to capitalize on. Maybe look at GBP USD, Euro USD, or any of the other trades that we're looking at today, right? So we're gonna go over this one more time at the end. If you're a little confused, stick around, we'll go over it one more time. If you guys have any questions, I'm here to help. Shoot me a DM, instagram.com/ZeroDrawDrew. If you have any questions, I will spend my time and I will literally clarify anything for you guys, because I really like to help you guys. I'm not like trying to make money off you guys. I really like to help you guys, because this shit is a lonely fucking road. I do this shit on my own, so it makes me feel good to help you guys. Don't think like I'm trying to get money out of you. I'm doing this shit for you guys, literally. I don't make $1. I don't have sponsors. I don't have clients. I don't have anything. I'm literally posting these fucking videos for you guys. So if you have questions, shoot me a DM, instagram.com/ZeroDrawDrew. I will clarify anything for you. I know this shit sounds confusing, but with these videos, they're tools, and it makes trading a lot simpler than if you were to do this shit on your own, literally. Like, everything that I'm teaching you guys right now, I had to figure this shit out on my own, no joke. So stick around, and plus you guys got assistance, so if you guys need any clarification, let me know. I'm here to help you guys. So let's get into this third one, Euro USD, right? We've been talking about this in the past couple weeks too, so if you need to like go back and watch these videos over, they're only like 15 minutes long. If you want to look at last week's video and see what I was talking about this week and see what happened, you'll see that this shit is pretty accurate, for the most part. So go back into the previous videos, become confident in my analysis, and then start asking questions and grow every single day with the process. And then sooner rather than later, you will figure this out and be free. Okay? So, shit. All right, Euro USD, right? So last week I was talking about this, that we were, looking to get a push up due to that daily ABCD like movement on the daily chart right here. So eventually we did push up, and we broke through the resistance level. So we got this strong impulse wave through this, long ass range that we were in, right? So I do think we want to continue to move up, but I do think we need to find support and hold the support level first before we can start to move up, right? So on the weekly chart, like I said, we got this strong impulse wave to the upside. So now buyers are interested, right? So on the daily chart, like I said, we got that strong impulse through this trend line resistance over here, but now we are coming back to retest previous support, right? At this 1.13850 support level, right? So that's where all seller liquidity is, below that level. But one thing that I do notice on the hourly chart is that we do have this crown-like pattern. So I do think that we might want to trap bears below this 1.13550 support level for that buy opportunity back up. So like I said, overall we are bullish due to that impulse wave up, right? But we are coming back down to retest that 850 support. That doesn't mean buy at that 850 support. Wait for price to slow down, hold that support level, and give you guys a reason to enter the buy back up to the next level listed. Right now it is bearish on the daily chart, and it needs to slow down, find support at one of these levels, and then give us that opportunity for the next buy back up, right? So on the hourly chart, this drop does look more like a correction than an actual, drop. So like I said, all seller liquidity is below these levels listed. So I'd look for bear traps below there for the buy opportunity back up, but there is no buy confirmed at the moment until price action does set up and give us a reason to buy it, right? So overall, you guys got to understand that we're bullish, right? On the daily chart, we're coming back and retesting it. So right now we're bearish short term. On the hourly chart, we need to wait for price action to set up somewhere below here, at seller liquidity, for the buy opportunity back up to one of these trend lines listed, so on and so forth. One thing that I do notice is that we might come back down and test that trend line on the hourly chart. I don't draw out everything on my charts because it makes it look a little sloppy, but this is that trend line that is on the daily chart that we might be coming down to retest. So as we come close to this level, maybe you might want to draw that trend line out. It might be easier to see on a 4-hour chart, but look for support and look for a reaction to these levels listed right here. So if we drop back in, come back out, that might be your good opportunity to smash that buy back up. But at the same time, you want to wait for that trade to set up, measure it, get your 1-to-1, 2-to-1, and get the trade. Okay, so that is Euro USD. Last but not least, we're on gold, and then we're gonna go over everything one more time for you guys, and then wrap this shit up and start our week, right? So Euro USD, right? So Euro USD, similar story. We're kind of in this range, right? We had this bull trap above this right shoulder right here on this crown pattern on the weekly chart, right? But we came back into value on the weekly chart, right? So we're pretty much in a range, but due to this bullish wick coming back into value, I do think that we want to see more upside, right? On the daily chart, this is where bullish liquidity was. So we did have bull traps here, and then we did drop back down and we found support, and then we came back into value. So right now at the moment, it does look like we're pushing towards that buyer liquidity level at this 1834 resistance and this trend line above here, also that neckline right here on the hourly chart. So one thing that I do notice on the daily chart, right, we came back into that 1813 value, right? So right there, that is the key support level, right? So if we want to look for potential bear traps to maybe this level right here on a smaller time frame to trade towards that overall liquidity at that 1834 resistance level, right? So on the hourly chart, one thing that I do notice is we got this crown-like formation. All seller liquidity is below this 1813 support level, same support level we were talking about on the daily chart right here. So we can see potential bear traps to that support level right there for the buy opportunity back up, right? On the 15-minute chart, one thing that I do notice is this 18 or 19. It's all right. Yeah, it's 18. It's 1810 support level. As you can see, there's a right shoulder right there. So I do think that price wants to drop into their trap bears there for the buy opportunity back up to that 1834 resistance level, right? And let me explain why I see that, right? So on the weekly chart, right, we did get this bullish candle back into this value, right? We're looking at these levels right here, this 1809 support level right there. So I do think we might want to come back, retest that level, get like a wick there, and then push up to that 1833 on the weekly chart. Because right now, you know, it's you know, holding that support level, but it's pretty bearish. So it might want to, you know, trap bears below that level for that buy opportunity back up to that 1834 level. So like I said, on the hourly chart, we got that crown-like formation, right? But all seller liquidity pretty much is in that value right there, that 1809 value. So I'd look for bear traps right there for the buy opportunity back up to one of these levels listed. But overall, you know, that 1834 resistance over there, and we might even push up to this 1841 resistance, depending on how we react to there, you know, is what's going to happen next, you know, is we'll probably push up to this trend line, and then overall the buyer liquidity is above that level. So we might squeeze all shorts out, you know, so you guys don't want to really have a full-blown bias, you know, you just want to play it by day, you know, get your trade, measure it, get a one-to-one, and move on. So let's go over everything one more time before we wrap all this up real quick. Okay, so we'll start from the top real quick. So GBP USD, like I said, bulls are strong on the weekly chart. We came back into this 1.36700 support level, right? On the daily chart, we're rejecting this trend line right now. So right now we're reading short-term, you know, we're reading short-term seller momentum. We're approaching this 1.36700 support level. We do need price to sort of slow down at that level to see if price could continue to move higher, right? On the daily chart, on the hourly chart, all seller liquidity is below this level and this level right here. So you do want to look for bear traps to one of those levels listed. Maybe on the 15-minute chart, all bearish liquidity is below this trend line and this support level right here, this 450 support level. So I'd look for, you know, bear traps here or bear traps here for the buy opportunity back up to that hourly trend line retest over here. Look for a reaction there, you know, because we're going to get, you know, probably resistance there, you know, so you want to look for a reaction there and play it by day. So if we get the bear trap to there, trade towards that trend line. If we get a bull trap up there, trade towards, you know, one of these support levels listed, right? So that is GBP USD, bullish on the week, starting to slow down on the daily chart, approaching that support level, watching support over there, looking for bearish liquidity at one of these trend lines listed for the buy opportunity up, or buyer's liquidity up here for the sell opportunity down. Okay, that is GBP USD, GBP JPY. A little bit harder. It's above this right shoulder over here. So right now we're in this range. All buyer liquidity is grabbed above this 156.020 support. On the daily chart, we're holding that support level. You know, so there is a, you know, it's a range. You know, it's not really a certain move. You know, so I would just play it by day. Like I said, you know, all seller liquidity is below this 154.900 support. I'd look for bear traps there for the buy opportunity back up. But due to this weekly, you know, this daily wick, you know, there is a possibility that we do find support and move towards buyer's liquidity at this 158.300 resistance. So maybe, you know, look for support somewhere, you know, look for bear traps here for the buy opportunity back up, but you need to wait for price action. Don't jump this trade until you see something, you know, because, you know, like I said, we're in this range. It can be hard to trade the range, you know, it's back and forth and it's pretty confusing. So that is GBP JPY, Euro USD. We had that strong impulse on the weekly, like I've been talking about. On the daily chart, we're coming back and we're testing that key support level at 1.133.850 support, 1.13850 support. All seller liquidity is below there and into this, you know, crown next support at 550 support. So I'd look for, you know, price to slow down, find support at previous support, and then look for the buy opportunity back up, because we got the strong impulse through this level, and I do think we need to find support and then start to move up again, right? So you need to wait for price to slow down, find support, give us the reason to buy, and then go with it, right? So also, last but not least, gold, right? We're also in a range, right? We almost took out that bearish candle. You know, we came back into this 1809 support level, right? On the daily chart, like I said, we had a bull trap to this level. We came back down, and then we came back up. So now bears are trapped, right? So I do want to see price, you know, trap bears at this level for the buy opportunity to that overall buyer liquidity at 1834 resistance. So on the hourly chart, like I said, all seller liquidity is below this level, and overall into this 1809 key support level over here. So I'd look for bear traps on a 15-minute chart in this value, you know, for the buy opportunity up to the trend line, but overall that 1834 resistance level. Okay, so that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM, Instagram.com/ZeroDrawDrew. Other than that, make sure you like this, subscribe to the channel, keep us motivated to put this shit out. Don't ask for anything else. Other than that, love you all. Peace out. Have a great week. Good luck. Peace.